I think we're live. Hey, how's it going?
Yay! I'm so happy to be here. Thank
I'm
you
so
so
happy you're
much.
here. Thank you for coming. I can't wait to talk about Amway.
Yay! I
Very
mean, I'm excited to
cool.
talk to you. I don't know if I'm excited to talk about Amway. I don't know. I don't know.
That's nice. Yeah, this is a crazy, crazy video that we found, and I'm glad that you wanted to do this one because it's been on my list for like 2 months.
It's
And I
so
was like,
culty.
yeah, I was like, this is perfect for a Clowntown and Heather C collab. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's just chaotic enough for me and it's just enough technical stuff for you. So it's like the forces of
thank
evil.
you.
No, I'm kidding.
So we have some friends here already. So Lift Panic said they might catch the replay because it's
Thank
late.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
Lift
you. We
Panic.
appreciate it.
Yeah, Ova's here.
Thank
Hi,
you. Hello.
hi, Avery. Demi's here. They're gonna work on a puzzle with their bunny.
Bunny!
How
Love
nice.
bunnies.
That's so nice. And then Avery's saying hi. Hi, Avery.
Hello!
Dakota, I'm so happy you're here. So Dakota's been in Amway, and so Dakota, if you have anything to add about this conversation, please let us know. I was hoping
Yes.
that Dakota would make it, so I'm happy to see you here.
Yay! Thank you. I know so little about Amway. I know a lot about like the 1979 case,
Mhm.
but I don't know much about like their operations. So I'm very excited to learn from the pros.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Gary's here.
Hello!
Tanya,
Let's go. Hello, friends. Thank you all for joining.
woohoo! And then
Tatiana,
Tatiana and
welcome.
Charlene. Yay!
Hello! Yay! We got friends
Yay!
here. Let's do
Yay!
this.
So everyone already knows you, but do you want to just say hello to the people if anyone doesn't already know you in the chat, and then we can get going?
Sure, thank you. So I am one half of the Clown Town. Hopefully Gus will be able to join at some point because they wanted to say hi, but they're not feeling super good today. So it is just I for now. And we are very chaotic and we are the Clown Town. So we are very excited to talk to Heather. We do really like to do anti-MLM stuff, but we are covering other companies. We have not been covering Amway a lot. So I'm very excited to dip my toes into the waters of the diamonds.
Ooh, I should have had your channel ready to be
Oh,
linked.
no worries. No worries.
I'm going to put it in here.
Thank you.
You're already subscribed to the Clown Town probably, but if you're not, make sure you go click that link and
Thank
go
you.
subscribe.
Yes, and follow Heather if you're not following Heather. I
Thank
will fight you.
you.
No, I'm kidding. Don't. I won't fight you, but please. Thank you.
So funny. Yeah, so today we're doing a video on an Amway, I guess, like success system that one of the biggest distributors named Bill Britt developed, and it's called 953 BIB. It's kind of weird, but it's like 9 core steps. And then you show the plan 5 nights a week, not 15 nights. And then you have 3 powers, right? And he's going to go into it, but I just have them written down here. It was very hard to find actual, like, proper description of these steps, but I figured it out. And so this distributor is going to tell us about the 9 core steps. So the first step that we need to take to be successful in Amway, we have to read 30 minutes daily.
Daily
Of Amway provided books.
The bear just gave birth. I'm trying to not pay attention to Gus. Just like slide. Wait, you can't hear. You can't hear anything.
No, I can't hear shit. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
We're happy you're here.
It's going. We're
Nice
chugging
to
along.
see you
We're
here.
chugging. So
The friends in the chat are excited to see you.
Yes, and they
Aw,
ultimately
hi,
are sending you love. They
guys.
hope you feel a little better.
Thank
Avery's
you.
like, "Guys."
Yeah,
So nice
the
to
birth
see
the
you.
bear gave birth to me, bros. So yeah, I'm not doing so well, but
Gus versus
it's
the bear.
okay. I hope you guys are doing all right. And if you're not, you can take this as a sign that it's okay to not be okay. Take the time to yourself that you need,
Yeah,
which is what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go
Fair.
take some time to myself.
Fair.
do that. Nice to see you.
Thank you
Good
for
to
dropping
see
by. We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for collabing. I appreciate you. Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate you.
Yay.
Aw,
And hopefully next time you can join for a little more, but like we get
Yes.
it, you know?
Yeah.
We get it. We get it.
Take care of you.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see the puffiness, but yeah.
It's
Aw.
It's been
okay.
a day.
It's okay. We appreciate it, and I hope it gets a little better. Bye,
Bye.
honey.
Aw.
The poor bear.
Ew,
I know.
was
I know.
sitting on it.
They all say take care of yourself and thank you.
Bye.
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 Yeah,
Aw,
everyone wants Gus to take care of themselves. So
appreciate it. Thanks, friends.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
self-care day. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
self-care day.
go. We love self-care. Okay, sorry. You were on the first of the 9 steps, I believe.
Yes, we have to read 30 minutes daily of like motivational or personal development stuff. And remember, this is portrayed as do this stuff and you'll find success. You'll be
Yes.
successful.
Yes.
We have to listen to one tape daily, which is like I'll talk about this in a second. An Amway motivational tape provided by a high-level distributor.
Do we know how long these tapes usually are? Because I feel like they'd be like an hour, no?
They're
At least.
long. They're long. They could be quite long. Dakota, if you know how long these tapes or these CDs are, let us know. I think they could be like half an hour to an hour approximately. Like they're quite long. Where's the freedom, right? We have to attend all functions.
Of course, because what would MLM be without a bunch of expensive conventions that if you don't attend, you'll never be successful, right?
And this guy's going to tell us all about some of our conventions that we have to go to.
Cool.
We have to show the plan, which is just telling people how to make money in Amway. We have to use the products ourselves. We have to make retail sales. We have to
Sure.
be teachable, be accountable, and counsel with our upline. So 3 of those are actually like income producing activities. The rest are bullshit.
Yeah. Oh my God. This sounds like a lot of bullshit.
And a lot of work. And get this, the 3 powers: power of spoken word, power of submission, power of unity.
Oh, I remember when I heard him say the power of submission, I needed to, because I was, I will listen to these while I'm like playing a video game or doing something else, right? I fully put down the video game and went back.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And he's going to tell us what he means by power of submission. And so this system was built by a guy named Bill Britt, and did I already say this? He developed his own Amway motivational company that is separate from his Amway pyramid, and that's where these high-level distributors make the majority of their wealth. It's not from the volume they produce from their downline. It is from the purchases that their downlines make for these products, which are events or like websites or phone apps. And they're told, do all this, buy all this stuff, and you'll be successful.
Yep.
Now that's a quick introduction.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Pookie Plan said submission. Barb.
It's so gross. I don't want to do, because they're telling us, oh, you can have a life of freedom. And then it's also like, you have to submit. Like, which is it? Which is it?
And Rocky Covington has told us, he's another past Amway distributor, that we need to be in total submission to our upline, not do anything without getting permission from our upline first. And yeah, and then other guys have told us we need to turn ourselves into our upline. We need to talk like them, go about our life like them. We need to just be our upline.
That would stress me out so much. I don't even know who I am at this point. How can I cosplay somebody else? Oh man.
Right? Yeah. So was that a good little intro? Do we have enough of an understanding?
Yes, that's perfect. Because at first he doesn't explain it. He kind of just rumbles through these first bits. So I'm glad that we all kind of know.
Okay, perfect. And so live chat, we practiced with my video because I have some technical difficulties, but if it's slow or you can't hear it, please let us know and we will fix it.
Thank you.
And you can just wave at me if you want me to pause it.
Cool.
Sound good? Okay.
Yep, let's do it.
Perfect. Woohoo.
Ganesh Now,
Oh, that's
if you've been in the business for
one thing you said that I think we should bring up is that a lot of people in this company are in North America or in India.
Yes, yes. So Bill Britt, his company, which is this BWW, Brit Worldwide, it's most active in North America and India. Most of the Indian Amway population is connected to Brit Worldwide.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good to know.
Yes. And this is one of the Brit Worldwide events. None of their videos on their channel actually have video. It's always just speeches, which is interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
sometime you might have heard this words made by all the leaders from the stage, 953 BIB. Now, what exactly it is and how do you apply it to your business? And I'm going to use this board and markers also. I'm sure everybody knows the 9 core steps. That is what is called 9. Okay, 9. Now, what is 5? 5 is we prefer to give a game plan to IBOs to build this business 5 nights a week.
IBO is what they call their distributors. IBOs are independent business owners. And I forgot to say what the BIB means. BIB means board in bedroom. So you have a physical like whiteboard, so you can write out your downline, your organization. My husband was like, "Oh, does that mean when you're bored in your bedroom, you work on your business?" No, it's like you have a physical board in your bedroom.
That's so old school.
Yep.
Like, look, I'm also somebody who likes to do things visually and like on an actual thing, but that's I don't know, that's so old school to need it. And why, I know he's gonna explain why in the bedroom, but it's like, we're doing stuff in there. I don't want to look at my business board. Like,
right?
Come on.
And his reason for it, the board with your downline being in the bedroom, is culty and it's weird. And so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, this whole thing is culty as fuck. I'm really glad we're talking about this.
Same. I'm so excited. Okay, ready?
All right. Now, why 5 nights a week is because you are going to work for somebody else 5 days a week. So if it makes sense for you to work for somebody else 5 days a week, we assume that it is okay for you to work for your business 5 nights a week. All right. Now, some of you, if you're new here in the business, you might be wondering, oh, I cannot put in 5 nights. I can only put in 3 nights, which is fine. But your goal is to ramp it up, to be core in the business, to get to 5 nights a week. I know some people build it.
Do you have anything to add? I'm just watching your face.
Because okay, they're trying to make it seem like it's the same thing to do 5 nights a week as it is to do 5 days a week at your actual job, but you actually get paid for those 5 days a week. You don't get paid to show up and be like, hello, this is the Amway business opportunity. Like, you don't get paid for that unless they sign up.
Your whole life turns into Amway. Like other videos we've seen on this channel, they say like, when you go to a restaurant, you have to prospect. When you're with your kids, like teach your kids to go up and say hi to people because they're cute. Bert Gerlich, we have videos with Bert Gerlich on this channel who told us about how he taught his kid to go up and introduce themselves to people, so then they could talk to each other, and then like he could like worm his way in. Yeah, it's crazy. It's their whole life. It's their whole life. And wow. Tina said, I can think of way more fun things to do.
many a thing. Play my Animal Crossing. That's one thing I'd rather do.
Right?
It's just so and it's like, oh, you're working on your business. It's not a business. And I think the more time that they have them put into it, the more legitimate it'll seem in their mind. That might also be a part of it.
As when you're going to a bunch of meetings constantly, when you're like showing the plan and prospecting everyone, you don't really have a second to just like sit down and think about like what what's going on. And so Dakota said our upline quit before us. He is our friend, but he said this is starting to be another full-time job. Where's the time freedom?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say, is that they're always like, oh, you have time freedom, you can like plan your life, and then this guy's telling you, oh, you have to do it 5 days a week. It's like, wait a fucking minute. What happened to the I thought we were gonna
Right?
work less, not more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna press play. Are we
Perfect. Yeah.
good?
It even much more faster. We don't recommend you to do that. We want you to balance your life also, but at the same time, 5 nights a week is a good enough speed for you to move on in the business. All right. Now, and the 953, 3 is 3 powers. Okay, I'm going to explain it a little bit more. Mainly power of unity, power of spoken words, power of submission. So that is 953. What is BIB? BIB is nothing but we actually call it as a board in the bedroom. That's what Bill Britt introduced it. Now, if you have a board like this in a bedroom, what does it do to you? Okay, it basically gives you a dominant thought process. What do you really write on the board? I'm going to explain those things, but I'm going to first start about this 953. Now, what does 9 core steps do to you? See, in every business, if you don't get the results, for example, if you're a software engineer and if you are doing a programming and if you don't get the result, you do it more. And that's how you get the results. And you have seen it in driving. Some of you, maybe you had a new driver's license. Anybody had a new driver's license recently? Maybe last 1-2 years?
I never know if you want to say something.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna be shocked this whole time. So pause it when you feel fit. I will always.
I want to let him finish his driver's license story, and
Yeah,
then
go ahead. Go ahead.
Years. So, first time driving, you're so careful. You really can't drive and see the back mirror at the same time. Your car goes to the left or the right? Okay, some of you can relate to that. But now, if people have been having driver's license for the last 10 years and who have been driving, now what do? You are using cell phone and, mom is actually feeding the baby like this. And, maybe you're shaving and, your wife is cooking, okay, and things like that, right?
He's not wrong. So he's saying, like, if you drive a lot, it's going to become easier, right? And so in like daily life, like if I want to like get strong by lifting weights, if I lift weights more often, I'm going to be stronger, most likely, right? And like he's not wrong. In daily life, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In Amway, that doesn't make sense.
No.
It's not real, because if people know Amway's a scam, they're not going to listen to you. You could be the greatest salesperson in the world and they're not going to listen.
And just because you have a different name, you call it the BWW or whatever, doesn't mean that they can't Google it and figure out that it's Amway.
Great
Point.
Great
So
point.
I hate when they always have to use metaphors that are non-MLM to make MLM make sense. It's like, why? If MLM makes so much sense, then why do you need to compare it to software engineering and driving? Come on.
And if Amway is a brilliant company, why aren't the distributors allowed to post anything online? Like, I'm surprised this is allowed to happen.
Yeah.
It's against the distributor agreement. Like, they're not supposed to post shit.
No way.
Yeah, and then this company allows them to, or like BWW's allowed.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. That's so interesting. That is crazy.
Dakota said it didn't start out as 5 days a week. The second year it felt like it. We actually started stepping away when the pandemic started. I started seeing all the upline did the 7 days a week, no days off. Where's the time freedom?
What happened to time freedom?
Yes. It's crazy.
Hey, let's go. We love Heather. Like the stream, please. Thank you. Thank you.
I hit the 4,000 public watch hours.
Yay! That's so exciting.
I was so excited. I was like, that's fun. That's a lot of hours.
That is a lot of hours. There's a lot of people watching. That's great. That's awesome.
Okay. I think I'm good. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so. It's just I hate it when they always try to compare it to something else, and it's fucking ridiculous.
And it makes sense in like the context of driving, but it's not related to Amway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To do all multitasking in the car, and Right now you wonder, man, how was I ever weak at driving? Because now it is so far behind. So same way in this business, some of you new IBOs might be thinking, oh, how will I really sponsor people? See, understand, sponsoring people and building this business is a skill, not an art. Art or a talent means only few people can do it. Skill means anybody who has a discipline to acquire the skill can do it. Okay, so this business is a skill. Though sometimes if you're new, it seems to you, for you that it is a talent sometimes. Okay, it's a skill.
No.
Now, how do you acquire that?
It's sales. How is sales not a talent?
The definition of skill is
you
the ability to do something well. That doesn't mean that it's not something that we can all not learn or learn, you know, like,
So he's saying, yeah, it's a skill, but it's not a talent.
right. It could be both.
Yeah.
Why can't it be both? Why can't they be a skilled artist, a skilled and talented? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
because for me, when I think of talent, I think of somebody that hasn't necessarily worked super, or that maybe like you're just natural at it. You know what I mean? You haven't had a million piano classes and you can already play the Requiem. Like, great, you know? But versus somebody who's been playing it for 10 years and wasn't necessarily talented at it, but now they can play the Requiem. Like, they're skilled now, you know?
Yeah.
So I disagree with that completely.
And within his context, it doesn't really make sense. Like, it's a skill because anyone can do it. It's not a talent because you don't need to like work hard to get there. But I'm sorry, like you need to have very specific talents to be a salesperson. Like you need to be a really good public speaker.
Mm-hmm. And most people, there's a lot of things about sales that people can't just learn, that you kind of have to have it already.
Yes, I completely agree.
Uh-huh.
So during this time, the pandemic is when I feel our group LTD started social media. Leadership team development. Dakota, is that Larry Winters? I couldn't remember. That might be Larry Winters. He's one of the bigger guys.
Yeah, Larry and Pam. I know now. I'm learning.
I think it's them. I can't remember. I just kicked my speaker.
It happens.
I'm going to take my face off and click play just so I can fix it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I'm going to click play.
Skill. You do the 9 core steps. What is 9 core steps? See, with the years of experience in this business, with so many diamonds, I think there is hundreds and hundreds of years of experience which has gone into the business. And all these people, okay, have come together and found out that if you do these 9 steps, you can pretty much put your business together. So that's how we have come up with the 9 important things. Now, out of the 9 steps, actually creating volume, 100% product usage. These are the only 2 steps which actually increase your volume.
Remember I told you when we were just meeting before this, I said out of the 9, he's saying 2, I think 3, or he's going to say 3 later, are actually like business building, like volume producing activities. Use your own product so you can have your volume requirements, have a couple customers buy products, and then try to recruit people. And then the rest is bullshit. The rest isn't actually valuable information. And he says 100% product usage. You need to replace everything in your home with Amway products.
Yeah. That's and I've heard people have their uplines come in and inspect the house and make sure that everything actually has Amway stuff. And
I have not heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and if there's something that is like out of product, maybe this was like back in the olden days, you know what I mean? But I was like, whoa. And if there was something that they needed to replace, they would like put a note on it. They would put like a red thing on it so that you could replace. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And so I think one lady, she was like, I hid all my actual stuff and
my God.
Like, that's great. That's too much. That's too much.
It's so much. Yeah, it's such a rabbit hole. It's so fun and fascinating in a terrible way to actually like dive into this stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Dakota said they say they are tired, but they don't see it as going from one job to another. It's such a revolving door too, so they're never going to be done. And yes, Larry and Pam rakes to riches, a car wash salesman and cashier. So Larry and Pam have their own rags to riches story, as they all do.
See. I see. And I mean, I agree with that, that I really hate it when they say, oh, I retired. Like these Monet girls will be like, I retired from hair at 23. It's like, but you're selling shampoo. Like,
You're working more than you did in your other job.
exactly. But it's time freedom, right?
It's crazy.
Crazy. I'm gonna go to the bathroom so fast, but please keep going, okay? I'll be
No
back
problem.
really quickly. Thank you.
Totally.
Rest of the 7 steps are there to build you up. Do you see what I'm saying here? Only 2 steps actually increase your volume, client volume and 100% priority set. Rest, if you really see, it's only building you up. Okay, maybe to a certain extent, show the plan, maybe builds your business. But rest of it, it's all building you up. So if you really see the importance given to build yourself up in this business, but sometimes new IBOs are so impatient to sponsor people that they overlook these 9 core steps and they don't really do this, and they still want to sponsor other people, and they get into the trap of rejections. Okay, but if you take a step back and study this and really apply it every single day, I guarantee you that getting results is not really a big deal in this business. Now, I know.
So as long as we follow the 9 core steps, which I don't know if you were here in the beginning, I'll read them to you again. We have to read 30 minutes daily. We listen to 1 tape, attend all functions, show the plan, use the products, make retail sales, be teachable, be accountable, and counsel with our upline. As long as we do all of those things, which don't really mean anything other than the 3 tasks that actually like build our businesses, as long as we do these 9 things, then we will find success, and it's not going to be hard to grow in Amway. Even though if you guys watched my Amway rank stream, we saw how complicated it is to actually get to these ranks and to hold it, because it's at least a 6-month qualification period. And if you want to add founders to your rank title, it is a 12-month qualification period. So this bullshit is just a way to revert the blame from Amway being a scam to, you didn't follow 953 BIB. You did not do the 9 core steps. But how are you actually supposed to quantify whether or not someone is being teachable, right? Like you can't actually prove if that's the case or not. Does that make sense? Like, this is just frustrating. Hey, Jenny, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Our head guy threatened at meetings to come and do this. Hubby said he get bitten by the dog first. They never showed up. Oh, you mean like your head upline wanted to come check your house to make sure you guys had enough Amway products? That's really surprising that actually happens. I'd be like, no, you do not need to come into my house, sir.
No, there are some IBOs, maybe this is not the first function. This is maybe 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th function. Okay. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing the 9 core steps. If I really take a show of hand, or maybe there is a lie detector test given to you, I would say that only 10 or 15% of the IBOs in this conference room are really doing the 9 core steps. Only 10 to 15%. Okay.
He doesn't know us. Why is he assuming only 10 to 50% of IBOs in this conference room are doing the 9 core steps? Why do we always assume that people in these companies like downlines aren't doing what they say they're doing? I'm sure his downline is trying their best, is working constantly, are missing out on time with their children to do this 953 thing. So why are you just assuming that we're not doing what we said that we're doing? Lie detector. Yeah. It's like you say you're doing it, but you're not. Hubby said he was too lazy to do it. Oh, you mean like replace all products with Amway products? Okay, let's keep going.
Now, do you think 85% cannot do it? Not really. They can do it, but they're not disciplined to do it every single day. So it should not surprise you if your business is growing. Okay, and it should not surprise you if your business is not growing, because this is a litmus test, 9 core steps. Okay, now sometimes people come into this business and they listen to the CDs quite a number of times, came to this conference quite a number of times. They think that the secret in this business is outside of this 953 BIB, because they've been listening to this so many times. Don't let that stiffen you. Okay, understand that the secret lies right here. There's not really a magic bullet or a silver bullet in this business. Okay. Now, you do all these steps, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He said the secret, there's no secret in this business. No, what did he say? There's no silver bullet in this business, but the secret is in 953 BIB. So which one is it, sir? Is there a secret or is there not a secret?
He also just called it a litmus test. So is it a litmus test? Is it the secret sauce? Is this the magic key to the kingdom? Like, is Mickey Mouse going to show up? Come on.
Dakota said that their upline wanted to come to their house to make sure that they had Amway products.
I didn't make that up. Oh my God. Wow.
I didn't
Holy
know that
shit.
was a thing. You were correct.
Wow. I think I heard that on a podcast about somebody who was in Amway or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I that's shocking. And to think that uplines feel like they have the right to do that, to just invite them into someone else's house and to like grade them based on the number of Amway products that you have.
Right. And like, that's awkward because like, what kind of stuff do you have in your bathroom? You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to like have everybody see what's in their bathroom. You know what I mean? That's private. You know what I mean? Like, what if you have like a hair loss serum and nobody knows that you're losing hair, and then it's like, oh shit. Or like, what if they find out you're pregnant and they see medication? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many bad things that could happen with that. It's just like, it's a recipe for disaster. What if you walk in and there's a giant sex toy? What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Like, or what if it's like they have like medication for like a serious chronic health condition, and now your employer knows like what medication you're on, right?
Mm-hmm. And what if they try to say like, oh, you're on depression medication? I don't know if you should be on that. You're an Amway. Why aren't you happy? Why isn't being a diamond creating serotonin for you, huh? God.
Good point. Good point.
9 steps so that you can do the first step better. Okay. Now, in this, the easiest one, maybe probably for some of you might be showing the plan. Why? You are excited, you are showing a plan. But if you really don't do all these other steps, the content which goes into the plan, the body language, the passion, the desire, all these things may not come out well, and you should not be surprised if people are not joining the business. So pay attention.
So if we are showing the plan 5 nights a week, like you say, but like we're not getting any signups, it's our fault because we're not doing the other impossible to prove 9 core steps. Like no one can prove if I'm accountable.
Right.
No one can prove if I'm teachable. Right.
Yeah.
So it's our fault, even though we're doing what he's telling us to do.
It also sounds like he's saying you have to watch all of these tapes so that you can copy what they're doing enough in order for you to get it across right. Because somebody was saying they get all they say from the Diamond audios, so nothing is like their own words. And then the guy just said, oh, you need to show up with the right body language, with the right chutzpah, with the right phrases. And it's like, maybe they're copying their upline before.
Yeah, and look at this. Pick up my daughter from work, and she gets in the car right when you mention sex.
I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna cancel myself real quick. I've been canceled. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
That's funny. No worries.
I'm sorry.
You make an amazing point about like privacy, though. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Like, I think that's something that someone said in the podcast, that they felt uncomfortable with them going in their bathroom and seeing the kind of stuff that they, you know what I mean? Oh, okay, I'm glad she's an adult, but still, like, who you know what I
mean? That's funny.
Not spray bottle. Yeah, you can spray bottle me. That's fine. That's fine.
Attention to all these things. When do you really listen to the CD? We don't recommend IBOs to listen to the CDs or read books during the productive time. Okay, what's the productive time? For most people, productive time in this business is 7 in the evening, okay, until 10 or 10:30, 11 in the night. That's the prime time. Now, you don't want to listen to the CDs in the prime time sitting at home, okay? The best way, when I used to go to work, I used to listen to the CDs on the way to work. Of course, sometimes I had just 1 mile commute because my house was very close by. But I figured out a way to do it. Okay.
When's your productive time? Like, when are you the most aware and like good with your brain? I'm not making much sense right now.
Midnight to 3 in the morning. I know
That's
that
yours?
sounds awful, but that's literally like that's when my brain is like, oh, you have this to do, you have this to do, this,
Yeah.
this, and this. A lot of the time it's calling the doctor, so I can at least write down. But it's like
They're
they're
just
telling
assuming
them,
everyone's the same.
yeah, like we're all different. Some people do it early, some people do it late, and it's just really convenient that productive time is just like right after work,
Right?
you know?
My productive time to do like worky things would be like 3 until 5, I'd say. And
Yeah.
then after that, I can't do anything. My blur is like cutting half of me off.
You're good. You're good. I can see most of you. I can see it's
Yeah.
just a little bit of the shoulder, but you're good. You're
This
good.
one. Yeah, this one. Oh my goodness, DC's here.
Hello. I hope you're
DC.
well.
Go
Thanks for
subscribe to
joining.
DC. You probably already are, but go subscribe.
Yes,
She's my
please.
favorite.
She's
Yay!
awesome.
Yay!
There
She
was
just said,
another thing
"What are
he
you
said.
listening to?"
I'm glad she's an adult though. My first thought was like, oh my god, a
What if she's
6-year-old
like 10?
just some 6-year-old kid just heard me. Oh my god. Oh, another thing. He was saying that his commute was only a mile, but he somehow made it work to listen to the CD. What does that mean?
Like he put it on in his car or something.
But like then he didn't finish it. You know what I mean? So it's like, did you take longer to get to work? Are you listening to it at work? Like
How long does it take to drive 1 mile? I do
not
kilometers, not miles. I don't know.
okay. So I just drove 13 miles today, and it took me like half an hour.
So 1 mile is like 5 minutes or something.
Probably like 5 minutes. It depends on how fast you're driving, if there's any
Yeah.
obstruction, whatever, right? But it's not. It's
Sure, it
not.
doesn't make sense.
It's not the amount of time that you would need to listen to one of these CDs, from what Dakota said.
Yeah, and so I'm sure he's telling us about when he still had his job. Now he has time freedom, even though I'm going to do a video about this in a little bit with him, telling us how to be, when you're at the upline, how to provide counseling to your downline and how you need to prepare for the counseling sessions to help them with their business, not mental health stuff, right? And I'm like, how many sessions are you having with your downline every single month? Where's your time freedom, sir?
Counts you're doing. Oh my
They call it
god.
counseling because that's one of the core steps. You have to counsel with your upline.
No way. Because okay, I know they say it's all business stuff, but I bet you some of that's going to be like, "Oh, is your husband not supportive?" Well, I know little old Johnny over there has been real interested, and he's an Amway Emerald Diamond circus clown. You know, like I bet you they try to get into their personal life. I bet
Oh,
you.
for sure.
That's just my opinion. Don't sue me, Amway. I bet you.
Right. And I feel like he in the video he's phrasing it as like business building, but you're probably right. Like there's probably some like relationship counseling in there, which is really inappropriate because sir, you're not a counselor.
Not at all. I bet you, especially because it's Amway, they get into their relationships.
For sure. Okay.
But listen to the CDs. There are 3 kinds of CDs: motivational, attitude, and mechanics. So see what you really want. Okay, maybe you're weak at handling rejections. Maybe you should listen to mechanic CD. Maybe
Can you pause it? I'm sorry.
Moody kind of guy. One day you're up.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to. Maybe I'm just not understanding. What's the difference between attitude and motivation?
So motivation. So that Dexter Yeager one I sent you, where he is like, dream big,
believe. Oh no, he yells diamond over and over again. That was what he yelled. I messed it up. It was diamond.
That's more motivation.
I'm like fighting a boss, and I'm like, is he still going?
That's motivational, like, but yeah, like, what is the difference? Like, maybe the motivational is just like yelling at us,
right?
And the attitude is trying to help us like function better in our day-to-day life or whatever?
Right.
I
Maybe
I don't know the answer. That's a great question.
maybe the motivation is more like the why, and the attitude is like, you got to be happy, man. You know?
And you can't be moody type of guy. He's gonna say maybe like your emotions, like you're up and down. That's normal.
Who isn't though?
That's normal to have emotions and feel them. We don't need to fix that.
Newsflash, if your emotions go up and down, you're weird actually. Turn that off. What?
Don't feel your emotions. Just listen to Dexter Yeager yell diamond in your ear and then you'll be fixed.
That did make me very emotionally withdrawn. I will say, hearing him yell that, I was like, damn, I don't need to have feelings. I'm good.
Look what Sky said. It's motivational to be yelled at, don't you know?
That's true. That's true. But that's gonna make me moody. So then I'm gonna need an attitude tip.
And then mechanics would actually be like how to build your legs, like how to build your downline to be platinum.
God.
And that's the one part we actually need to know.
Right. But I love that we have to listen to all three types.
Because we need to buy all of Bill Britt's tapes. So
Yes.
his company makes more money. Right?
But it's for you. It's for you.
One day you're down. Okay. Outside world influences your daily activities quite frequently. Then that means that your attitude is going up and down. So you need to listen to some more attitude CDs. Okay. Maybe you already mastered the art of building this business by sponsoring people, but you have a question on how to hold a network. What do you do after you sponsor people? So in that case, you need to listen to the relationship CD. Okay. Same way books. What are the type? There are, if you go to www.bww.com, you register yourself. Okay, it asks your IBO number, your appliance IBO number, and things like that. Once you register, you go into the tools section, you will find a whole lot of books and CDs which are there.
So you know how to sponsor people, you just can't hold your rank. The ranks are fucking complicated. They're so hard. And Dakota actually told me it's, oh my God, what did Dakota say? Like $3 for one PV point. So I assumed 7,500 PV was $7,500 in products. It's actually 22,000. Yeah, it's outrageous.
And
so that's why people can't hold their ranks. And hi, Karina. Karina's here.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining. Follow her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
What was I gonna, like you said, like not only is it really hard because of all the volume, but there's all these like little tiny little like quirks that they add. And it's like, oh, well, it has to be 22,000 in North American volume, stinky. And it's like, what? How?
Who cares where? That was so weird.
Yeah, they make it as hard as possible, it seems.
And it's like you only need 6 people, but all those people need to be at platinum, and then you need this number of points from here, and 3 of those people need to be in North America. It's like, Jesus,
Please.
How is anyone supposed to maintain this?
Exactly, other than maybe Dexter, you know.
Right?
You know, and those folks, you know.
Stresses me out.
Oh, I also love that he said that there's 3 kinds of CDs: the attitude, the motivation, and the mechanics. And then he's like, if you're having problems with retaining people, listen to a relationship CD. Like, wait a minute, that's a different type. Correct, Ganesh.
Right?
You're confusing me.
Yeah, it's confusing. These guys change their narrative all the time. Like they're constantly changing what they say. It's so weird. Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to follow along.
You're just trying to follow his line of narrative, right?
It's so hard with these fuckers. It really is.
I agree. Okay.
To build a business. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind. What books do you really want to read? Okay. There are so many. Magic of Thinking Big. If you have never read a book, maybe that's a good book to start. Okay. Pursuit. You know, I just cannot name. There are so many different books. Okay. If you have a fear of talking to people, probably you can listen to read the books which are in that area, people skills area. Okay. So that is a books. Now, association. Now, sometimes, especially new IBOs, it's a barter system. If I'm able to progress my business, I will plug into the system. If I'm not able to progress my business, I will take a vacation from the system. It should not be the case. Your plugging into the system should not be the result of progress in the business. As a matter of fact, it should be the other way around. Okay, no matter whether I'm able to sponsor people or not, I am anchored to the system so strong that I have no other choice than to sponsor people down the road. That should be our mindset.
So my face is kind of freezing. I hope I'm okay. The system
Oh, you look fine for
being
me. Yeah.
okay, good.
Sorry.
On my end, I was like frozen. I was like,
Oh
what is
no.
happening? The system is go to all BWW events. He's going to tell us there's several different meetings we have to go to. We have to buy all the tools. We have to go to our team calls, I think on Sunday. What else?
Oh, there were multiple. It was Sunday, like Tuesday, and then Wednesday. And he was like, and we have a phone call on Friday. It's a lot of fun. I'm like, what?
Oh, he was saying the Friday meeting was fun. He's like, go, enjoy.
It's so fun.
Like, no,
I don't want to.
Yeah.
What if I don't want to?
On Friday. I'm not going to a fucking meeting.
Yeah. Two things are very convenient for these uplines here. One is that they go buy all the books. There's so many books and CDs. Like you said, that's where they make all their money, allegedly. And the other thing, it's like, oh, you have to stay anchored to the system even if you're not sponsoring people. How convenient. How convenient that they're wasting all their time at these trainings and at these meetings and at these conventions, even if they're not sponsoring anybody. How convenient.
And how are they getting the money to be anchored in the system?
Yeah, that's true. Because it's like, oh, don't you have financial freedom? And that's why you're anchored to the system, because it gives you financial freedom. Ganesh. Ganesh.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever meetings you qualify, there are not too many meetings. Okay, in your office, probably you have more meetings than what this business will have. Okay, we have only one is an open meeting, open opportunity meeting. Okay, usually it is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on which city you live. All right, so anchor yourself there. See, once you plug into the system, then you can take advantage of the system. But if you don't plug into the local system, you really cannot take advantage of the global system. Okay, so keep that in mind to plug into the local system. You don't have to attend the meetings all across the country, but if you attend the local meetings, you can tap into the open meetings all across the country. Okay, and don't go there as if open meetings are liability. Like some people come to the
Okay. I just wanted to let him talk for a second. Emery, BIB is board and bedroom. It means they want you to have a whiteboard and write out your like organizational chart in your bedroom. That's what that means.
Yes.
And then Pookie Plan said in your office you get paid when you have meetings. Yeah, I get paid. They're during work hours. And then if they're not during work hours, I get overtime. So, sir, like what you said earlier about you can't compare them, Ganesh, this is not comparable, sir. Like
exactly, it's not comparable because it's bullshit. And like, no, I don't want to say nobody likes meetings, but like, it's not like meetings are the most fun thing in the world, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. But him saying like, oh, it's fine because you can come to just a few of these, there's not as many. He's about to list like 3 separate kinds of meetings that you have to go to.
Pay for most of them too. You pay to go.
Oh, you pay to go to these freaking things?
I don't know the amount. Dakota, if you're still here, how much did you pay, if you don't mind me asking? I feel like 5. I think Mark has told us before, like $5 to $20, depending on like what kind of meeting it is.
And that's weekly.
Yep. And then you'll have like BWW would have huge conferences with like thousands of people. So there's like your meetings, your BWW meetings, and then you have like your team meetings, and then you have like Amway events. You're just like everywhere, and you're spending all the money all the time.
Wow. But time freedom and financial freedom. Cheers.
Pookie Plans in your bedroom. You don't get paid to write on your whiteboard.
No,
right?
You don't get paid to pay $5 to go to your local Amway meeting. It's not comparable.
I know. Ganesh, you're so silly.
Open meeting, people feel somebody died in their family. They're so upset. Okay, for them, open meeting is like a punishment. A small kid you see, you tell him to do and he doesn't want to do. You see his face. He makes it known for the rest of the world that he's not happy with it. Same as some IBOs come like that.
Why do you think, sir? Because they don't want to go to a fucking meeting after work when they want to hang out with their friends or their family.
That they're paying for.
Maybe
that
they're
they-
pissed.
Yeah, maybe they're sick of hearing the same shit every time they show up to the freaking meeting that they paid for. And they're like, are you really about to tell the same story again that I've already heard 12 times? Like,
Look at poopy plants. What the fuck, Ganesh?
yeah, what? Like, the reason they're not happy is because they're tired, they're not making any money, and he's saying, oh, you're acting like it's a liability. It is! It is!
Their mental health, maybe, because maybe there's someone who needs sleep. Like, I need to be able to wind down for like at least an hour before I even think about going to bed. So if I'm out at a meeting till midnight, I'm not sleeping till like 2 or 3.
If I don't get like 8 to 9 hours a night, I need a nap. I
Yeah.
will fall asleep in the middle of the day. Like, I cannot, I can't. And the other thing is, like, look, I don't think that people can make money from this business for the most part, okay? Like, there's a very small percentage of people, but if you're in the business, the quote unquote business, and you're thinking that you want to make this work, you're going to be sitting at these meetings like, why am I not calling people right now? Why am I not like
prospecting, showing the plan? Yes.
I should be working right now. You know what I mean? And then I still have to work 5 nights a week after the meeting and show people the plan. I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm. And Emery had a great point. What's the point of board in bedroom? It's so you are like constantly thinking about your business. So like your bedroom is supposed to be like your calm place where you can relax, but like right before you go to bed, you are writing on your board. So you go to bed thinking about your business, and then you wake up thinking about your business. That's what I think. I don't know if that's actually true, but you see it right before you go to bed, so it's going to stay in your mind.
Yeah. And the 953 is there's 9 steps. It's 5 nights a week that you have to be showing people the plan, and there's 3 core powers. And so he's going over the 9 steps right now.
Yes, good memory.
Thank you. I'm getting it. But like Heather mentioned earlier, most of these 9 steps are not income producing activities. Only 2 to 3 are. The rest are all like mindset mumbo jumbo fluff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally.
Okay, too heavy. So don't be like that. When you come into the open meeting, you should sprinkle your good attitude. You should be an asset to the open meeting. Okay, so keep that in mind. And that's one form of open meeting. Okay, and another one is a pace.
Sorry, we've heard other guys. I think it was Doug and Jake. Doug, whatever, Jake's, whatever. I don't remember their names. When you go to open meeting, you need to make yourself an asset to your upline. You need to like set up the chairs. You need to like set up the AC. Make sure that your upline like has all the food they need.
Are you fucking kidding me? They're paying for the meetings and they have to set them up too? Oh my.
Because then you take ownership over it, and then it's like you're inviting your prospects to your meeting. So you need to have a good attitude and take ownership of the meeting. And I agree with Emery here. 1's too much for me to remember.
Yeah, 9, and they're all bullshit. This is bullshit. This is unpaid labor. This is ridiculous.
Not even unpaid labor. They're paying to set up.
Yeah, even worse. Somehow worse.
Right?
Is product and system education. It's on Fridays. Why we have kept it on Friday? It's a lot of science behind it. Okay, Friday evening, no matter what, people inside the business or outside the business are not really much productive. Okay, it's more about relaxation. Okay, Friday evening, most people look forward. So anyway, you're going to have fun outside the business. So we had an opportunity to do a product and system education, which is more of an informal get together, not really formal. You don't have to wear a suit, tuxedo, things like that. Okay, it's just a casual dress. Okay, nice shirt and trousers, and you go there and you have fun there. Pretty much, you got to enjoy that. People talk about a little bit on the products and then a little bit on the system education. Your goal is to participate there and ask your upline, hey man, can I talk about a product which I used last week? Can I talk about a CD which I listened to last week? Okay, why? This is where you build your, overcome your stage fear. I used to be very scared of talking in front of people, but I used the PACE meeting as an opportunity to eliminate my fear. Okay, how many of you outside of the business you might have heard about Toastmaster and all? What are they there for? Eliminate your fear of talking to people. Public address. We have it
Toastmaster?
right here. Wonderful. Without
Do we
He
know what
just
that is?
no, I've heard of it before. It's a show. I don't know what it means, but he's saying like use this to get over your fear of public speaking
Which
and
is
like
that doesn't sound fun.
have fun learning about Amway products and
Oh golly
systems.
gee, I'm so excited to talk about my Amway bleach. Like what yay!
And there's so many ways to get over your fear of public speaking. Like if any of you guys like knew me in real life, I'm not the kind of person to just like talk in front of 19 people. And yes, it's the internet. I don't see them, but I'm not this type of person. And so like you can get over your fear of public speaking by like just talking on the internet or like taking a class or something or like joining like a sport. Doesn't need to be in front of like hundreds of people, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if you're supposed to go there to have fun, why do you have to face your fear? You know what I mean? Usually stuff that's fun for me is like in my comfort zone, you know, unless you're one of those like adrenaline seekers that likes to push but most people, like when they're looking to have fun, they want to do something that's like familiar to them. Even if they're an attention seeker, like that's familiar to them, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So have fun learning about Amway bleach. Yay!
Yay, woo!
Woo!
without any PACE meeting, you don't have to pay. Nobody charges you for the PACE, to attend a PACE. Okay, so keep that in mind. So prod and system education is great. It starts at 8 o'clock, ends at 10 o'clock. Have fun, enjoy.
2 hours.
Sometimes I used to have a temptation on Friday night to go to a movie with my friends. Okay, some of the new IBs might be in that. Okay, do I go to PACE or do I go to a movie? Do I go to PACE or do I go to bar? You see what I'm saying? Okay, you're in two minds. Okay, so discipline yourself. I know I was young when I got started in the business. Of course, that time, 1995, PACE meetings to go from 8 o'clock until 11:30. Okay, and no system education, only products from 8 o'clock to 11:30. But we still went there. Okay, we still had fun in that. So understand,
no, you didn't.
that is
Sorry.
another association. And Sunday,
I'm sorry.
Cookie Plan said, go to a bar, have fun, hang out with your significant other, see your friends, go for a walk.
Go
Lay
hang
on
out
your
with your
phone.
friends. I'm sorry. I know it used to be 3.5 hours, but 2 hours is still too long. And he was trying to make it sound like it was fun. We still went there. Like, no, that
Look
doesn't
at what
sound
Kirsten
fun.
said. How
Yeah.
fun.
And if it's so fun, then why did you want to go with your friends to the movie theater so bad? Why did you want to go to the bar? Maybe it's because that was a lot more fun.
And why can't we just hang out with our friends? Why is anything that's not connected to the business is bad?
Unless they're business builders too. What if we're going to the movie theater with fellow Amway Diamonds? Can we not do that? No, we all go to the PACE meeting. Ugh.
We could go to the movie theater, but we have to prospect.
Okay, sure. Okay. Well, we
Yeah,
can get
maybe-
5 people in the business and then we can go to the movie theater.
Or like we have to bring our cute kid with us to talk to people.
The cute kid is wearing an Amway shirt. Ask me
Right.
about Amway.
And like, if I was in a job and I was told you cannot do this fun thing that's important to you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that job.
No, unless it was like a really bad thing for me, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to reevaluate my life, right? But if it's like, oh, you can't,
You go to a movie with your friends.
you can't go to a movie, you can't go to lunch, you can't go to brunch, you know what I mean? You can't do this, you can't, like, why? There's nothing wrong with it.
What if you went to an Amway convention and found God shriveled up and using a urinal?
That's a great question. I feel like we'd have to encounter the ghost of Dexter Yeager. You know what I mean?
Probably during the movie, annoy everyone in the theater. Yep.
You're opening your Amway products loudly.
And then people will say, "What's that?" And then you'll say, "Let me tell you about Amway."
You open your briefcase and it's just full of materials. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, this is so fun.
I'm having fun. Thank
we
you. I
have
appreciate
team
it.
call.
I'm sorry.
No. Please. We're good.
Yeah, I'm having fun, and I'm glad you wanted to do this, and I'm
Me
glad you
too,
wanted to
thank
do this
you.
video. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
calling. Okay, we talked about it on Saturday morning here in the function. So I'm not going to talk much about that. That's an association. That's very important. Okay. Now,
Sorry,
teachability.
one more pause.
You know,
That was 3 meetings a week, if you didn't
Yep.
catch that.
Yep. And then you're working. When are you supposed to show the plan? There's not enough days in the week.
Because he's making it sound like these meetings are like 2 to 3 hours long.
And so when are you showing the plan?
You don't have time. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to have to quit your job to do all this.
Right? Ugh. Dakota had a thing. The one girl would get her new neighbor's info while they're walking their puppy. She won't have kids or puppies until she's diamond, about another 20 years.
Woof. Woof.
Mhm.
That's awful. That's awful.
Dakota, I'm glad you're here for this one.
Yeah, me too.
I was hoping Mark would be here for this one, but he can watch the replay and then he can give us
Yeah,
all
you
his
can let us
feedback.
know later.
Yeah.
They're like 5 hours some nights.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
That's-
but that's fun. That's more fun than going to the bar with your friends. That's more fun.
Totally. They asked earlier while you were gone because they wanted to know, oh yes, how much I'm needing to
Oh
need.
yeah. I'm very
Gotcha.
curious.
Okay.
local in life, you really don't need a role model. How many of you agree on that? In life, you really don't need a role model to succeed. Why? Because society will be a role model for you. Friday evening party, somebody who is maybe senior to you in your office, he becomes a role model. He's the godfather of the party. Right? Okay. In your office, Monday morning, your boss is there. He's a godfather. Okay. So pretty much we borrow that. But in this business, we recommend you to have a role model within the business, preferably closer to you in your upline. That's the best way. And be teachable. Teachable doesn't mean that, yes, sir, no, sir. Okay, all right, sir. No, it's a friendship. At the same time, somebody is there to guide you. It's like a GPS. Some of you have GPS in the car. It tells you where to go, where not to go. If you're missed away, it'll tell you how to come back or maybe take another route. It's a GPS, same way, right?
What's his face? Bob and Priscilla Harris in an old video told us you do exactly what they tell you to do. Rocky Covington says you do exactly what they tell you to do. You do not veer from what your upline says. So to be teachable means you actually say, yes, sir, I will go do that. It means you don't do anything with your downline until you check with your boss, with your upline. He's saying there should be someone close to you in your upline. You cannot go sideline. You have to go upline. You cannot have a sideline mentor. I don't really understand why, but several of the guys in these videos have told us to do not go sideline because the sidelines don't have like a stake in your business. Like
they probably want. It's like, yeah, keep it with the upline so they can keep making money. Thank you.
Did you see this from Dakota? So
he was charging that for the Zooms too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Sarah, we will learn about submission soon.
Yeah, good point. What about submission? It's not yes or no, sir, but we also, one of the powers is of submission. Okay, that makes
He's
perfect
sense. Tell us it's all about submission to the mission. It rhymes.
Oh, okay, good. But that's not submitting to our upline either. Okay, this is also ridiculous because he's calling your upline a GPS. Okay, he's saying you don't have to follow your upline like yes or no, sir. But what do you do when you're trying to follow a GPS? You usually try to follow the directions. Exactly, right?
Amazing point. So what is it, Ganesh? What is it? I don't understand.
I'm so mad at this guy right now.
Right?
Or whoever taught him all this bullshit. Like, come on.
Bill probably taught him.
Freaking Bill. Come on.
That's around when we quit doing the business. What is the submission, Dakota?
I think the paying for the Zooms. Yeah, that's
I'm
wild.
keeping up with the comments. I don't usually have this many comments. They're going kind of fast for me.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna click play.
Okay, you feel comfortable. You're relaxed. You don't have to panic. Same way, teachability, the role model in this business acts like a GPS. Okay, accountability. Be accountable. If you say that you're going to do something, do it. Okay, if you honor your word. Okay, so people don't have to wonder whether you really mean it or not. and 100% product usage. Okay, I am loyal to my products. Okay, we all are. Okay, we all know loyalty. Okay, just because your neighbor has a good Christmas decoration doesn't mean that you will, go to his house. You'll still love your house. Okay, same way, my son is 3.5 years old. If you ask him which is the best car, he will show our car, even though he's
So because the 3-year-old thinks that your car is the best car, then that means he's loyal. Oh, your glass is gone.
I need to take them off. I can't listen to this anymore.
We have to be loyal. We have to be loyal to our upline and loyal to the products. I don't think I'm loyal to a product other than like my like thyroid medication.
Also, like when I was a kid, I thought that the coolest cars were yellow Jeeps, and my family never had a yellow Jeep because they were not Jeep people. So, like, why? I don't think that's true. And yeah, I only sleep if I'm not sleeping in the house if it doesn't have a good Christmas decoration.
And like a 3-year-old doesn't know about cars, sir. Like a 3-year-old doesn't know if your car's better. They're just like a baby, pretty much. They're not gonna know.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, what if you're like loyal to some of the products, but not all of them? Why do you have to be loyal to like every single one? That's
And
pretty.
why does it need to be 100% product usage? Why can't it just be like, oh, I'm looking for better laundry detergent? Why does it need to be every product in your house?
Is it because that produces a lot of volume for the people that you're below, maybe?
Yep. They were huge on that. We got lecture for going out to eat or anything, not the business. Anything that's not productive, you get in trouble for.
So Amway has food?
No, I think Dakota means like if you're not doing any, like if you're not doing like a business building activity, then it's not.
Right. So it's like, oh, you're going out to eat. You should be eating at home, saving money. And okay, damn.
And like, oh, you're spending time with your spouse. Like you should be focusing on the business instead. It's like, but my
that's
relationship is important.
That's my spouse. We got married. I gotta do something with him, man. Come on.
Like I literally like wrote this into our vows. I will watch every NHL game that has our team in it. And it's important to me. And I wrote it into our vows. And so if I'm in Amway and they're like, no, you can't watch hockey. You have to do this. I'd be like, fuck you. I'm watching the hockey game.
You're literally trying to tell me that my relationship is also important to this whole thing, but you're also trying to get me to break my vows. Okay, fuck you. I love that those are your vows. You are a detailed woman. I love it.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, if you're using other products, you might let those negative thoughts. Okay, wait. If you're using other products, you might let those negative thoughts in that would encourage you not to buy Amway. Yeah.
True. You got that chartreuse. No, I don't even, there's Charlene. What's that other toilet brand? Charmin. That's you're using Charmin toilet paper and it's not Amway. And then you're like, why am I not making any money? Versus if you're using the Amway toilet paper, you're like, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Is there a blood oath? Mr. Ranger Lab said, probably.
I bet you they do like a fraternity ritual.
Right?
I bet.
And then reset Twisty.
Sees other best cars outside. Loyalty there. Okay, we are all born with that. Okay, but when you come into the business, it is surprising that we need to teach loyalty. It should not be. Okay, 100% product usage. You got to keep that in mind. Okay, if the business doesn't make it, I'm not going to buy it. Sort of mentality you should have. Okay, we do 100% product usage. I don't tell people, oh man, do 400 PV, 500 PV, 300 PV. I tell them whatever you need to buy, you buy it from the business. And by the end of the month, you see the volume. I guarantee you, it will be more than 100 PV. Whatever you want to buy. And along the way, as you become core, then you can discipline. When I got started, I was a single guy.
Dakota, what does core mean? He said, as you become core, you will be more disciplined. I don't know what core means. I don't know what that means.
So I don't know what that means either. Yeah, also, he's telling people that they can buy what they need from the business, but they also need to have 100% product usage. So it's like, you need to, like, it's not just what you need. It's literally everything in your house.
And it's not going to benefit you. It's going to benefit him because we learned that there's a lot of personal volume requirements for all of these ranks for the people beneath you. So it's not going to help you if you buy all these products. It's going to benefit Ganesh.
Yes.
And then whoever his upline is. He mentions a guy named Raj. I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's somewhere in Bill's downline. Or he
Okay.
was at this time. I don't know how it works if like an upline passes away. I don't know if like the downline is like passed up to the other person.
I think
I
it
don't know.
depends. It might depend on the company. I think a lot of the time it just goes up to the upline, but it might depend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started with food bars because I could replace my meal. I was anyway investing outside. I could invest in the business. That's how I started. Now I have been much more than that.
Wait
Okay?
a minute.
Now I take care of my
Sorry.
health. Now I
I'm
understand
sorry.
vital.
I'm sorry. He said
Sure.
he wanted to replace his meals with fucking food bars. Is that what I just heard?
I heard foot bars. I don't know what he said.
I thought he said food bars. He's trying to replace his meal with like these bars.
I know that Amway has bars. Okay, Dakota said 300 PV, so maybe that you need 300 PV to get to core.
Core. Oh wow, God, that's a lot. Yeah, and your personal circle is core, so not even just that. It's who you're
like who you directly recruit.
Yes, yes. It can't even. Wow, God.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to like replace everything in your house with Amway, which is nuts.
Vitamins. Now I understand. Okay, once I started the business, I did not really understand. But as I built the business, as I understood it, I really paid attention to health. Health is more important. Okay, so 100% product usage. Client volume. That's for some of you that might be the hardest thing to do. Okay, I don't mind showing a plan, but how can I sell a product? The way I did it is like this. I always targeted people for showing the plan. For some reason, people did not really see the vision of replacing income, vision of being a millionaire. If they did not see it, maybe their vision was very limited. Then I told them, I see that you don't want to build this business as a vehicle. That's okay. However, how about you see this business like a Walmart or a Costco, and you can use some of the best products. And I gave them some goodie bag, small sample sizes. And I told them, you know what? I want to try it and let me know the feedback after a week. And I called them back, and invariably got some orders.
So if they're not interested in the business, then just give them a sample of products that come from your pocket, and then they'll want to join you.
Yes.
Yes.
I also love that he said, when I'm targeting people.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, Ganesh, that was
everybody. It's nuts. Like they'll be like, they'll talk to people. They teach people like talk to someone, understand what their profession is, and then be like, oh well, I'm looking for an engineer from South Dakota to expand my business. Are you interested? Or they'll say, do you know anyone who's an engineer from South Dakota? And then they literally have said, I need one of every profession in every state. Like whoever I'm talking to, I'm gonna say I need them.
That's so weird. It's like they're like somebody who's like a Michael Jackson impersonator. It's like, oh, I was looking for a Michael Jackson, and the person's like, what the fuck? Why?
Right? That's funny.
So learn how to create some volume. How will it help you? When you create that volume, you also know that somebody in your team, you may not really need that extra money out of retail. You may not need it. Why? You might be financially all set. Your job income might be adequate enough for you to come to these functions. Probably everybody in your business may not be like that. Somebody might be just a student, and he may not have enough cash flow to come to these functions. So in that case, you can help him out to how to create that temporary profits by retailing such that he can attend these conferences. Okay, you can actually run this business with a business income.
Teach them how to make a temporary profit so then they can lose that profit and go to the conferences.
Does he not hear himself right now?
Why wouldn't you just want them to make a profit? Why does it need to be temporary?
Right.
Why does it need to be connected to your tool scam company?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, if this is so incredible for everybody, why can't they immediately afford to go to the conferences when they just start You know what I mean? Why do they have to wait and build a bunch of, you know what I mean? It's all so bad.
And I've thought of this before. If we're told we need all of this extra support to find success, I feel like that should be a red flag. Like, we need to be connected to Amway corporate trainings, and we need to get all of this support from not just our upline, but our tool scam company upline too. So we're getting support from 3 different areas. And I've never been in a job where I have that much training available to me, because I don't need that much training, because it's not complicated.
No, and the thing is, when you're getting trained, usually you're getting paid for it. You
Yep.
know, like even at my shitty job at John's Incredible Pizza Company, I got paid to get trained. Okay, come on.
Yes, and look what Pookie Plan said. Don't pay Costco $50 for laundry detergent when you can buy it from Amway for $45. I assume their products are super spendy. Yes, they're very expensive.
So why would you treat it as a Walmart or a Costco when you can just go to a Walmart or a Costco, you know?
Yes. Great question.
A lot more convenient too.
Right? Why would you, like, Amway distributors are the middlemen. You can just go to a store and get all this stuff. It's not unique. It's not special to Amway. It's like house cleaning supplies, like, what else? Food, like granola bars,
Vitamins.
you can get this anywhere.
Yeah.
Just go to Costco. Yes.
Just go to Costco. It's a
Yeah,
lot cheaper. You don't have to get harassed by an upline. You're good.
Oh,
That's the beauty about it. It's a very unforgiving business. You cannot run gas station with a gas station income initially. Okay, why hundreds and thousands of goes into setting it up? But in this business, it is not like that. You can run it. You can be profitable from day one in this business. Day one. Okay, so that's about 9 core steps.
no, unless you sell enough to, like, make the money back from your kit. No, you're not profitable day one. That's a lie, sir.
That makes, especially, you probably get paid like every week or so you wouldn't be getting paid right away either. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a lie.
I'm gonna see if there's an income disclosure. Oh, 2021.
Ooh.
For Amway. Oh, let
You
me
want to
see.
share your screen? I think guests can share screens.
Let me see if I can do it. Yeah. 1 second.
I might need to stop my screen though.
Yeah. Let me see. Share screen. Share screen. Income disclosure. Okay, can you see that?
I need to add it.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I cannot read that.
Okay, let me see if I can make it
There you
bigger.
go.
Is that better?
I think so.
Okay. It just says it's based on product sales. There is no income earned from the mere act of sponsoring or recruiting others. Sure. Gappity beepity ga, beepity boppity boop. It's $76 to register and register annually. Okay, here's the typical earnings. The average income for all US registered IBOs at the founders platinum level and below was $766 before expenses, and that doesn't include any of the training, any of the 3 trainings a week that you have to pay $5 for, the conventions, your products, any of that. 33% of registered IBOs had no reported sales, did not sponsor another IBO, and did not earn any compensation from Amway.
Mm-hmm.
The top. Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say those ranks. That's only like the bottom 4. There's still a bunch of ranks above.
Wow.
That's only the bottom 4.
Jeez. Of IBOs who received a payment, which was 62%, here is what they earned before expenses. So the top 1% earned $87,901 average and $55,264 for the median. Do you see that difference?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's wild how much those average get inflated. So I'm glad they're showing the median. The top 10% earned $14,000 on average and $4,000 median. That's the top 10% of the company. And the top 50% earned $3,414 average and $631 in the median. That's the top 50% of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yep.
what happened to that profit that you can make on the first day?
And what Rich DeVos would say to that, he's one of the founders who's passed away as well. He'd say, well, they just didn't do what Amway corporate told them to do.
Sure,
They didn't
sure,
follow the systems. It's their
sure. They weren't doing the 953. Okay, all right.
He was a very polite gaslighter, in my opinion. Like he would be so calm and seem so sweet. And I'm like, but you're being kind of mean, as DC would say. You're being twisty, sir.
Was he from Michigan?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I actually learned something about Michigan because I was watching My Guilty Pleasure is Catfish, okay?
Nice.
And I
Right.
guess one of the hosts, Neve, his wife is from Michigan. And so they were doing an episode, I think, in Detroit or just somewhere in Michigan. And what the wife said was, people from Michigan are usually very friendly, but they have a little bit of an edge. If they don't have any edge, they're hiding something from you.
Ooh.
And so now that you're saying that he's super polite, that he'd say it with like the friendliest little face, you know what I mean? It's like that sounds like what she was describing. Like, where's his edge?
Like when he was getting older, like he was a very cute older man, and then when he was young, he was handsome. He was very like magnetic. Like I would like want to sit there and listen to him. But he wasn't like Dexter. He wouldn't like scream in your face. But he
Right.
was like an excellent speaker for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, Mr. Lab, that doggy is so cute.
That is cute, baby. Oh.
Look at that little nose. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna click play.
And when you do all these things with passion, guess what? When you show the plan, you get better results. People see through that, hey man, you know what? I've seen business through A, B, C, D, but this guy is something special. I can see that excitement. I can see that passion. You might not have answered all his questions actually. Okay, he might still have the same questions which he had before, but seeing your commitment, he might be thinking, man, this guy is a little bit different compared to all the other people who showed the plan to me. It happened to me many, many times. Okay, so understand 9 core steps. Do it every day. Even if you are unable to sponsor people for next 5 years, not a single person sponsored, still the 9 core step, the steam in that 9 core step should not go down. When you can have that mental conditioning, guess what? You don't really have to wait 5 years. As a matter of fact, within 5 years, you might even not even show any plans anymore. Why? Because your structure is all set. You're all set in the business. Okay, so develop that mentality. 3 powers.
So if we just do the 9 core steps, then we don't even need to sponsor people because it's just going to come naturally, and we're going to build a big business. We're going to have a beautiful downline in width and depth, which he's going to talk about in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you're not sponsoring people for 5 years, you have to keep it up just as hard. But you will be sponsoring people within 5 years because the plan is just so fucking incredible. Oh yeah, it's shaped like a mitten.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's kind of and it's I think it's the Great Lakes too.
I am Canadian and I know nothing of American geography.
I could not expect you to. There's too many states. There's too many thingies. It's. I actually did really. I took a geography class. I did really badly on that American quiz.
Right.
Like I was good at everything else, but because he actually asked us like some of the lakes, some of the mountains, and I was like, oh.
I know Michigan is like north. You know,
Yeah.
It's like right along the border. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And then
okay, yeah, exactly. American geographies. And the other thing is they don't teach us geography. Like I only took a geography class because I wanted to and I needed an elective, you know?
I know like Dallas and like Georgia or something. No, is Georgia a state?
Yeah, Georgia's a state.
I was gonna say, is that Atlanta? No, Atlanta's a city.
Atlanta is a city in Georgia.
Look at that.
Look at you go. Incredible. Georgia is also a country in
somewhere.
It's close to Azerbaijan and Jordan. So it's like kind of Middle East, but not really.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
The UP.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he's gonna tell us about the 3 powers.
Oh yeah, this is exciting. Yeah.
3 powers is mainly the mindset. Okay. This is more like a conditioning. Okay, this is a mental conditioning. Okay, power of spoken words especially. See, God will always give you, okay, not what you want. God will always give you what you expect. Okay, what you expect. And that is a key thing. Many people think, okay, well, God will give whatever I ask him. Not really. What do you expect? And that is the key, expectation. Okay, it's a mental power. Okay, so you got to focus on how do you control your mind. And that is the hardest thing which I learned in this business.
Okay,
The
let
society.
me
What does that
say
mean? Not what you want, but what you expect, and you have to control your mind. Oh, and only in MLM do you need to change how your brain functions to be successful. If someone told me that in my job, like you have to change like the chemical makeup of your brain to change how you function in day-to-day life and how you take in information, I'd be like, bye.
like if I was sitting in my like pre like I almost took law, so I was sitting in some pre-law classes, and they were like, you actually have to change how your mind works in order for you to be successful, because if not, then everything that you think will happen to you. I'll be like, what the fuck?
I'm eating Skittles.
Nice. The other thing is like, why do bad things happen to people all the time that are completely unexpected then? You know what I mean? Do you think that people like expected all of those natural disasters? Do you think people expected like 9/11? Do you think there were a lot of things that have like completely shocked the world that people were not manifesting somewhere? Like,
did people manifest like getting hit by a car? Like they're crossing the street at the red light when they're supposed to, and someone hits them with a car. Is that their
Right.
fault because they didn't ask God for what they expected, and so then they got hurt? Like, is any negative thing that happens to us our fault?
right. Like when I started dealing with chronic pain when I was 20 or 21, I was not expecting that. Are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting to deal with pain until I was in my 40s. You know what I mean? And so I woke up, I'm like, why am I in pain every day? You know, like that was not on my radar at all. So like, I know that there's so many, completely unexpected and developed this year. So like, I'm sure that everybody can have a moment in their life where they're like, damn, I did not expect that. And I didn't even have it on my radar at all. It wasn't like it was something that I was worried about and then it happened. Like, so, oh my God, my brother manifested that cube van to run him over at 13. Apparently.
Yep. And Avery, I so relate to you because my thyroid was functioning properly until it just ballooned in size. Out of nowhere, then I had to get the whole ass thing taken out. Did I manifest that? No, it just happened out of nowhere. And my doc was like, oh, your neck is growing. And Nikita said he's okay. Good.
Okay, I figured the way that you worded it, you would. I don't think you would have just thrown that out there if
Yeah.
but,
Sorry that I didn't follow up on that. I assumed he was okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad though. I'm glad. I kind of, my bad. I was just such a shocking. I was like, whoa. But yeah, I'm glad he's good. I'm glad he's good. Oh my God.
I'm glad he's good. Yes. Same. Skittle stuck in my throat.
Oh no. Oh no.
They never will train you on this aspect. Okay, so but you got to keep that in mind. See what'd
you say?
No, sorry. He said society will never train you on this aspect because it's bullshit. It's not something that needs to be.
Bullshit.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and everyone else is like relating to our health things manifested my seemingly ever enlarged lymph nodes.
Oh my God. Yeah,
manifested blood clots. I'm so sorry, friends. This is terrible. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes our bodies are just weird, and there's no like rhyme or reason to it, and it's not our fault. And sometimes bad things happen, and it's not our fault.
Yeah.
And we're allowed to feel those things too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that's not being negative. That's just acknowledging that you're in like a shitty situation.
Yeah, exactly. And even if like oh my God, sorry, there's a cat here. We have a cat. His name is also we call him Pooter too, but his name's Putty, so he's our neighbor's cat.
Hey!
Hello, Pooty. It's a baby. He's very nice. He likes his owner is not here right now. He's being taken care of, but like he doesn't have like the same level of pets and stuff. So he's been like hanging out with us a lot more.
And look what Ove said. Like, I manifested my knee popping out occasionally.
Right. And losing the ability to walk at random. Right. I don't think that was something that you had in mind, you know?
And Ove said Gus and Kat.
Gus and Cat! Everybody's happy to see you.
I will be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, he
Okay.
wants to go back. Bye, Kitty. Thanks for joining.
Kita said floof break.
We needed a floof break. Absolutely.
Oh, said
now
I
he's
love
sniffing.
him.
I love him too. He's so
Floof
cute.
alert. Oh, or Sky said kitty.
I know. He seems like such a kitty, but he's like an old man. I love him.
Okay, let's hear what Ganesh says next.
So you need to understand, you will always have what you expect. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, borrow spoken words. There are a lot of books, there are a lot of CDs, but at the same time, you got to make that attempt to speak what you want, which you don't have. Speak what you want, which you don't have. Do not speak what you have, which you don't want. Some people come into the business and say, I'm not able to sponsor people. Do not say that. You have it, but do you want it? No. Then why you speak it? Okay, you don't have to tell your upline, I'm not able to sponsor. Why? He knows it even before you came in. He has checked your virtual office before you came in. So he knows that you don't have anybody. Okay, don't confess it. Why? Every time you confess in front of other people, guess what? It is going into your own brain one more time. You don't want to do that. If I were to say, Raj, nothing is happening, I would say it in a very different way. Raj, fantastic things are happening. Okay, business is cooking. Can you just tell me how are the different ways you can show the plan and get some results?
So I don't completely disagree with that. Like, I'm not totally against that. Hi, Gus.
Oh, you want to? He basically is just telling us like, oh, anything bad is happening. You can't say it out loud, or your brain will hear that and believe it more. So if you're not doing good, you don't tell your upline that. You tell your upline things are fantastic, things are cooking. How do I sponsor people? That's what you do.
Like, I was gonna say, like,
you don't make it.
when I was a kid and I was at hockey camp, right, there was a specific thing that I could not figure out how to do. And then I would say, like, oh, to my coach, I can't figure this out. And they're like, don't say that. Just be like, hey, can you help me? Right? Like, don't just be like, it's my fault that I can't do this. Be like, I need help. And so I kind of get that, but I'm not going up to my coach as a 12-year-old being like, I'm doing amazing at this. I got this skill. Like, don't lie.
Yeah.
I need help.
Like I get the sentiment of it sort of, but like in the way that you said, you know, like you can coming about things from a different angle, not saying, oh, I can't do this, or oh, I will never be able to do this. Like, yes, negative self-talk can be a bad thing and cannot help you, but you know, like he just takes it too far. Don't let your brain hear you. Don't let your brain hear you think. It's like, oh my God. How do I not let myself? Like, how?
He's telling us to lie. He's like, tell your upline that you're making money and that you're sponsoring people.
Yeah.
And you know the crazy thing is, he said, you don't tell your upline you're doing bad. He already knows.
Oh, just call me Joe said, we lost my cat suddenly. I've sworn off getting a kitten. Now I kind of want one. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but take your time. Take your time. And like Nokita said, when you're ready, you'll know.
Exactly.
When you're ready, you'll
Maybe
know.
This is you.
The floof send you good vibes for now, though.
Yes, all of the floofs in our corner send you love, and we have many.
Yeah,
love floofs. Yeah.
So Gus, did you watch this, or do you know what this is?
I have no clue what this is. I am raw dogging it, and I'm very excited.
That's fine. It's an Amway guy telling us about right now 3 core powers to have if we want to be successful in Amway: the power of spoken word, the power of submission, power of unity.
Wait, Wait, was that second one the power of submission?
Yes.
We haven't got to that part yet.
We haven't gotten there yet. Yeah.
Is this like a company full of bottoms?
Shut up! Oh my God!
I'm sorry. But like, what? The only submission I'm doing is in the bedroom, honey. I'm sorry.
Right?
It's
I'm
creepy.
sorry. I'm not doing it for your ass.
Not for Ganesh.
Not for Ganesh.
I will not submit to Ganesh.
I'm not submitting to Ganesh. Not now, not today, not ever.
I know, now you need a spray bottle. I had to get spray bottled earlier. It's fine.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
That's funny. Okay, so just give me a signal if you want me to pause, okay?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You see what I'm saying here? Okay. So understand, how do you present yourself to your upline? Many people come and dump on upline. Upline is like their trash bin. Put all garbage, put it right there. Because you were told, right? No, don't pass negative downline. Now you pass, drainage is going backward, pumping backward. You don't want to do that either. You don't want to pass negative downline, upline, crossline. I have never in
He says a lot about, not him, Amway friends say you can't pass negative downline or sideline or upline. And negative is just, you would know this, anything that's not like raw Amway, raw products. So you can't say anything like kind of negative.
Even if it's like doing your taxes is really confusing. I don't really feel like I have any resources. It's like, no.
That's spreading negativity. You can't ask about taxes.
Dexter Yeager will hear you. No.
Ganesh will get mad at you if you ask about taxes.
No.
You sure will.
Oh, and Dakota was in Amway, so they're offering a lot of perspective.
Dakota has a lot of insight. So the head uplines from our old group are still trying to do this 28 years later. They fell back from Ruby, and all our upline friends said they're really platinum. So Ruby and platinum is not that high up. So they're at Ruby, but they're pretending to be platinum. Because platinum has a bit of status in Amway.
Wow, that's 28 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not making any money.
No.
And then another thing that bothers me that he said is like, oh, you shouldn't bring negativity to your upline. Like, wait, aren't you supposed to be able to ask them questions? And like, if things aren't going well for you, like they're the ones that are supposed to guide you through. Aren't they like your mentor and shit? Like, what happened to that? Yep. Shouldn't you be able to bring the good, bad, and the ugly to your mentor, and they can help you out?
But you have to do exactly what they say too. Mm-hmm. So like you can be like, other people have said to us, you can be creative, but within the system that your upline tells you. So you can't just like do what you want. So maybe that's what he means too, like just not blindly following your upline as well.
And I mean, he even said there's people that think that they can do outside of the system, the 953 BIB. No. You can't. So it's 9 steps, 5 nights a week that you're sharing the plan with people, and the 3 powers. So we're going over the 3 powers. We've already gone over the 9. And most of the 9 steps are not monetizable. So it's just like, listen to Amway tapes. Go to Amway meeting that you pay for.
Yep.
This is bad.
It is really bad. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to click play.
Yeah, me too.
This business, I've never passed negative. I have been a low maintenance IBO. Okay, make sure that you are a low maintenance IBO for your upline. Low maintenance IBO, like a Toyota, what is that, Pyrus or what is that car? Okay, yeah, it runs on water, right? Okay, pretty much same way. You should be like that, man. Okay, you should be a low maintenance IBO. You should not be, taking too much of your time of your upline's thought process. Okay, so speak what you want, which you don't have. Do not speak what you have, which you don't want. Great things are happening.
Oh my God, sorry.
Do you think really great things are happening? May not really.
This reminds me of something. Delusional manifesting, which is a concept that was created by Jasmine of WFAB. And also in the Talk Your Shit girls, Melody and Sabrina, they have a podcast episode called The Power of Being Delusional. They teach you how to be delusional.
And I hope Sean's okay.
Oh, I hope he feels better soon.
Yes.
Take care of yourselves.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What was I saying? Sorry.
Delusional.
Yeah, it's basically just that. You have to be delusional. So if you have no money in your bank account, you have to say out loud, I'm so happy I have so much money in my bank account. Delusion. Convince yourself. Yeah. So it just reminded me of that. It's like, why can't we be honest about, how can you acknowledge that there's a problem if you can't say what the problem is?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And Dakota said, I never listened to them, which is why I'm not brainwashed. Dakota, I'm glad you questioned your uplines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job. That's not easy to do.
No, I can imagine.
You fool your mind. Understand, you always control your, if you let your mind control your mouth, okay, mind will always collect data from the past tense. But if you let your mouth control your mind, mouth can only control from the future. Let your mouth control your mind.
So speak before you think?
This
Isn't
reminds
that what
me,
we're all told not to do in school? Sorry.
We can't.
Ray has said something like have memories of your future. Have you guys heard that? He says like
Yeah.
go over your future so many times, like your ideal future
Is a
that it
memory.
becomes, yeah. Have you seen that video?
Yes. I don't know if I've seen the video, but I know the concept. Yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Oh my god.
Oh, what did Dakota say? My hubby's son and daughter aren't brainwashed either. It took us a while to get back out, but we did it backwards. The sad thing is they really do shun you when you leave many of the group unpolluted. What is that?
That sucks.
Unpolluted. What do you mean?
Or
Dakota?
maybe they meant unassociated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it could
like
have been
just
a
stopped associating.
yeah.
kind of
It might have been a typo, but that sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really do shun you. You know.
And you think they're your friends. You think they care
Mhm.
about you, right?
Well,
Right.
they say you're friends. They probably say you're family. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah, and especially because of all of this, they convince you that, or even if you don't maybe do it on purpose, you start to see all of your other friends less and less and less. So then they're your only support system.
And you're told by friends like Dexter that if anyone who doesn't like support you, they're a negative dream stealer. That's why I hope you two do one of those Dexter videos because it's outrageous. You guys would have great commentary on that shit that he would say. And so then I've heard stories on my channel where like Amway literally like drives a wedge between like parent and kid and like husband and wife and best friends and yeah.
Oh, Dakota meant unfollowed instead of.
Oh, unfollowed. Okay.
That's horrible.
Thank you, Dakota.
That's
Yeah.
horrible. That's horrible. And you know, he's saying like you have to let your mouth control your. Some people have like Tourette's, schizophrenia. Like I know that those are extreme examples, but like there's all kinds of like mental stuff that could make it really hard for somebody to just not blurt stuff out or like you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of reasons why you can't have your mouth control your mind.
And Dakota said they were vulnerable too. And so like when you're in a vulnerable position, you just want someone who understands you and who appears to be like sympathetic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah, and like Ove said, Ove is semi-verbal, you know?
Yeah.
So how is their mouth going to control their mind when they're in a non-verbal place?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And then Tanya's back.
Yay, Tanya. I hope your son's feeling better.
Yeah.
Yes, we hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Speak so good about your future that mind has to agree with it, because mind doesn't know how to differentiate between, hold on, don't clap, okay? Mind doesn't know how to differentiate, okay, between what is reality and what is, what is expectation. It doesn't know how to distinguish. It'll think that it is a reality and it'll act on it right away. Okay, if you really see what is one variable.
There's some things that I can kind of agree with. Like, let's just like when you're watching a movie, I think there's a part of your brain that doesn't necessarily realize it's fake, which is why I think like, you jump so much and you get so attached to the characters and stuff like that. So I can see kind of what he's saying. Like maybe it's a little easier to trick your mind than you think, right? Because there is such an emotional, but like if what if I've like thought about flying like with my arms a lot of times, I can't just make my mind agree with me. You know what I mean? Like I've never been a very athletic person. I'm never going to make my mind agree with me to be more coordinated. Like it's just not going to happen. Like I am not coordinated. Like,
Am I allowed to say something about you?
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Val has a tremor. They can't just think of their hand not shaking when they're drinking a glass of orange juice and it'll just stop.
Dude, I had a bad one today.
That's why I thought of it.
It's been a while since I've had like a big twitch, but my whole body twitched. I spilled orange juice everywhere.
And no matter how much positive manifestation you do, it's not going to change it. Like in this context, I could be like, I'm going to be a millionaire of diamond in Amway. and you could do these 9 core steps, but it's not going to matter because everyone knows it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just a way to blame us.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, Ganesh, we're doing all the steps, but I'm not making any money. Oh, well, you're just not speaking your expectations into existence. You're not thinking positively enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you're doing everything, you just have to be more positive. Oh, our upline didn't like our son because he's a high functioning autistic and he would fall asleep during the meetings because he said they were boring.
Fair. They probably
King.
were.
That's King.
But I hate that
Like-
they didn't like him. Like, be nice, dude.
Oh my
Right?
God.
The auties see through your shit. Not always, but some of us do. Okay.
Ugh.
which is very consistent with the people who come on stage and people who progress in this business. They're very good in self-talk. They talk very well. Okay. However, if you see a new IBO, get him on stage. Okay. What's your goal for the month? I will try to sponsor one person. Right. But if you bring a conditioned IBO, maybe the same circumstances, the conditioned IBO, he will say, oh, sponsoring people is a done deal. He'll talk like a champion. Probably his situation is much more worse than the guy here. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind, folks. Okay. It's all about how you think. All right. Same way, apply this to your life. Apply this to your life. You know, some people come to me, Ganesh, nobody's giving me job. Nobody wants to hire me. If I were an employer, even I don't want to hire you. Well, look at your mouth, man. I want to stay away from your mouth. Okay, so don't,
Again, I kind of agree. Like, if you want a job, you can't like go into the interview and be like grumpy and like not be happy, not appear to be happy to be there. Like, a lot of the stuff they say is like relevant and like
in
normal
some areas. Yeah. But then it's also like, if you're just talking to him and like as a friend or as just even like a colleague and just saying like, oh, I'm having a really hard time getting a job, like, that's not gonna make you not get a job even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You
it's
just
probably,
look at your mouth. I wouldn't hire you either. Like,
and that's fucked up. Like, you know, it might be the skills that they have. It might be like a disability that is making it harder for them to get into the market. It could be like another marginalization that's making them harder to get into the job. There's like so many reasons why someone could be unemployed that has nothing to do with their mouth. Like, son of a can, like some people are like rude to their bosses and stuff and they get fired, and then it's like, oh, why can't I get hired? But I think that's the minority of people. The majority of people who are unemployed is just because they're having a hard time, you know?
Yeah. Completely agree.
attract people, don't repel people. Okay, so that is what Porous spoken words. Porous submission. What is submission? Submitting to a mission. Submitting to a mission. Submission doesn't mean that you bring water to your upline, you take up ketchup from his tie which has fallen. Okay, you don't do those things. That is not porous submission. Okay, porous submission is submitting to a mission. We all are in this together. Okay, how many of you seen that birds in formation flying? Birds in formation. Okay, they fly like a sort of an arrow. Okay, and when the first bird is tired, it'll replace, and the bird at the back becomes the bird at the center. Okay, they fly in formation. It seems.
So we have to submit to Amway's mission, right?
Yeah.
But Rocky Covington has said, no, we need to submit to our individual upline, not just the mission of Amway, right? So it's interesting. Like, he's saying one thing, and then another guy says a different thing. They all have a different perception of how to submit in Amway.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's also like, he's saying like, oh, you have to submit to the mission, but then wouldn't that just be listening to everything your upline says? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah.
I think he's meaning more of like the Amway mission, but you're right. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it.
I agree. I think you're right, but no, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
No. It's just like, I think it's right. It's just, I think there's like another layer to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to make it seem different than it is.
To clarify, the head upline thought he was all that, so he had his pets, but I could see through them too. They targeted the young, and this guy didn't like you if you have tattoos. Interesting. So they targeted young people, and they didn't like you if you had tattoos. I wonder if you could have like piercings or like dyed hair. right?
Right. I wonder how they treated like non-Christians, you know, because I
Yeah.
know Amway is very Christian based. Oh my goodness. There was somebody who was, I think, in an Amway kind of group. I think she did an interview with Julie Anderson. I think her name was Kalika. She was
Okay.
in I think something with Amway. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Rank Makers and Amare.
Okay.
And something that they said was at a group training, they all had to write down the 10 Commandments. And she was Hindu, so she's like, I think she's either Hindu or Muslim, but I think Hindu. She's Hindu, and she's like, no. So she's just sitting there while everybody else is writing it down, and the guy who's like doing the training is just staring her down.
Emery said World Ventures.
Is World Venture connected to Amway, or is that World something else?
I don't. Emery, do you mean like that video Julie did? I think that's what they're referring to, but I don't know.
Okay, I could be wrong.
World Ventures is not connected to Amway, though.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I messed up. Oh, it wasn't a.
And then Kalika started her own channel.
Oh,
So
cool! Let's go. I didn't know
Let's
that.
go.
That's awesome.
you should all go subscribe after.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Teams, they save almost 70% of energy by flying in formation. Same way, what are we doing here? The short team here, we are in submitting to a mission. Okay, Racha has a goal of having his own spring leadership. We have a goal of having our own summer conference. We fly in formation to a mission, ultimate mission, submission. So you got to understand it. Most people who use this word may not really know what's the meaning of it. Submission is submitting to a mission of accomplishing. Okay, so that's 3 powers. What is 5 nights a week? What did I do? I booked my calendar. Now 5 nights a week is not 5 nights a week sitting in the mall and killing people with spears. That's not 5 nights a week. Okay, some people are
I knew you would both like that. It's not 5 nights a week sitting in the mall killing people with spears.
I mean,
Girl,
damn, I
I
didn't think that either. So I'm
That
glad
was-
we're on the same page. Finally,
Yeah, finally, we're on the same page with something, because that's not what I thought that meant.
the anti-MLM community is like, they're killing people with spears in the
Guys are
mall.
going to malls with spears.
Think of the children.
Of the children.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
And
You know, and
no
the-
one thought that's what you meant, sir. No
yeah,
one thought.
no one thought that's what you meant. Also,
Nobody.
the way that he said, like, oh, some people don't even know what the word submission means. It means submitting to a mission moves on. Like, but you didn't explain shit.
You didn't explain it further, and you also didn't make it sound like you didn't change my mind about the definition of submission.
Exactly. Like,
No.
no.
Submission.
Who are we submitting to though? Like, is it to our upline? Is it to Bill? Is it
Yeah.
to Amway? Is it to the founders? Is it
Mhm.
to Brit Worldwide, like Bill's tool scam company?
Is it
like,
to
what
you,
so
Raj?
confused.
Who is it? Yeah.
I didn't notice about the religion till we left. My daughter said they pushed the Sunday service big time, even though it was optional. But if you didn't go, they treated you like crap.
Oh.
That's awful. That's awful.
That's terrible. Yeah.
And that's on top of the 3 meetings a week.
Oh, God.
Is
Yep.
extra Sunday service. Yeah. 3 meetings a week, but he says that's less than you would do in a normal corporate job. Okay.
Really?
And you pay for 2 of the 3 meetings.
Yep. And
Yep.
you set it up too.
Yeah. You set up the chairs, you set up the food, you set up the AC, you pay
Jesus.
them to set up their meetings for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Julie's here. Julie.
Hey! Oh, I like the new profile picture.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, Julie.
Hashtag bangs.
We
Oh,
love
yeah.
bang.
Love a good bang.
Same.
busy. They're every day in the mall. And I wonder, they don't have a big business. So building this business doesn't mean that staying in the mall. Okay? It's your whole goal is that find out if you really have any follow-ups to do. If you don't have follow-ups to do you have follow-ups in the depth? If you don't have follow-ups in the depth, then do you have a plan in the width? If you don't have plan in the width, do you have plan?
He's explaining to us like how we work our business 5 nights a week, right? So he's like, do you have follow-ups in the depth, like in like your downline? Do you have follow-ups to do in like your direct sponsorship? Yeah.
Oh, so that's what dude, when he said this, I was like, what is he talking about? Oh, you got it. You got it.
I didn't
Okay.
get what
that
that
makes
meant
sense.
either,
That makes
so
sense.
thank
Does that
you.
make sense?
Yes, it
That
does.
makes total sense. Yeah. Oh my
Plan in
God.
the depth. If you don't have plan in the depth, do you have phone calls to make for yourself? If you don't have phone calls to make for yourself, do you have any phone calls to make for your downlines? That is a hierarchy of getting steady in the business. Okay, and it
Where's the time freedom? Like, there's always something we
Yeah.
can do. Like, he just listed like 10 things.
And that
Where's-
those are not any of the 9 steps. That's 5 nights a week, but those are not the 9
Is it
steps.
not
Oh
the 9
wait,
steps?
yeah.
No.
You were right. You were right. It's
You
not the
are very
9
much
steps.
right.
The 9 steps are completely different.
So what are
Emery
you?
says, phone calls, good one. I'm a millennial.
Yeah. So when are you supposed to do all that?
Yeah, like you're supposed to do all of that during all of the stuff that he said during the 5 days a week, but you're also supposed to do all the 9 steps. Like, when do you have time for all of this? And you have the 3 meetings a week, and you're supposed to go to Sunday school. Like, is your life supposed to be Amway? The
Yes.
answer is yes, but you know,
No spouse, no significant other, no hobbies,
nothing.
no going to a bar. He told us don't go to bars on Friday. Go to the meeting instead.
Oh my
Don't
God.
relax on a Friday.
No.
After
Yeah.
a long week at work, right?
But the Friday meetings are so fun.
This is streaming call. Just call me Joe said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are right. It's a completely different language, and that's not like a comment on his accent. It's a comment on the jargon and the width and the depth and the IBO and the bib and the bob and the boob. You know,
Yeah.
where are we?
And in Brit worldwide, like, this is like the one way you can find success. But anywhere else, it's like, what's bib? What is
Right.
this mean? But in Amway, it's like, not in Amway, in BWW, Brit worldwide, it's like what you do. You have to follow this because Bill made it up, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And by the way, BWW is like a separate pyramid scheme within the pyramid scheme.
It's
Like
part of the
meta pyramid scheme.
like it's part of the Amway tool scam, which is like associated with Amway, but it's not directly connected to Amway corporate.
Okay, word.
So they make a lot of money from like the selling of the kits and the tapes and the conferences and the systems and the yada
Okay,
yada yada.
okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
it all is driven by something called a game plan. Okay, what's a game plan? Remember, board in the bedroom, that is a game plan. Let's say this is a board which you have, okay, in your bedroom. Let's say this is your board, small board which you have in a bedroom. Now, in the side of the board, you have your goals. Goal for the business, okay, which is long term. Probably want to retire and drive a car, decent car, things like that. These are the long term goals. Okay. Now, at the same time, you also have a short term goal, okay, which is the monthly game plan. What do you want to accomplish this month? Okay, there are milestones. Okay, you have a destination, but you also know that you're going to take some pit stops, rest areas and whatnot. Okay, same way, monthly goal is like that. So monthly goal, okay, let's say you want to go 1000 PV. How are you going to go 1000 PV? Okay, you got to write it down. Okay, maybe your current org chart is like this. Okay, you want to make it like this. Okay, so now you have a clear game plan on how to get there. You're not just saying 1000 PV done deal, but you also have a game plan on how to get there.
And this is in your bedroom, remember? Like, you're supposed to do this in your bedroom. Can you imagine, like before you go to bed, you're thinking that deeply on such complicated concepts, and then you try to go to sleep? I take like a million years to get ready to sleep. Like, my brain will not shut off. I would not sleep if I was told to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. He's saying like, oh, you're going to have a game plan, but he's not explaining how to create a game plan.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, and like, okay, it seems like he's doing some things visually, like he's probably like has something and he's like showing people, so like we're probably missing a little bit of it, but like we should be able to get at least a little bit of advice from what he's saying. Like I got nothing on how to make a game plan. He's just like, you can't just say you're gonna do it, you have to have a game plan.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Write what down?
Like, write what down, babe?
And if
We
you
need
write it
more
down,
info.
it will come true, right? So he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you want to retire with this business, write it down. And it's the
Write it
last thing you'll see before you go to bed. So it'll be in your mind and then you'll retire. Magic.
Just write it down.
Just write it down, guys. Write
Right?
that down.
Write that down.
That's so true.
You know your role. Every 30 days, you're not confused. What am I going to do now? Okay. You are going to be very clear about it. Even for some reason, if you miss it, it doesn't make you feel frustrated. It makes you more focused. Some people, when they miss the goal, they say, man, okay, I missed it. They are disappointed. They are upset. You know why? First of all, they did not really have a game plan. If you really have a good game plan, when you miss the goal, it doesn't make you weaker. It should make you stronger the next month. When I missed my diamond qualification, I never felt, man, it's all gone. I never even showed it to anybody. I knew what I was missing. So when you miss a goal, you know it's not an accident. You have missed a goal for certain reasons. Do you know why did you miss a goal? So I started learning. Like some of you have a computer at home and wireless network.
So I wanted him to get to a certain line in my head, but he's saying like he missed the diamond qualification. Do I have diamond written here? I should. No,
And it's
I don't.
hard. It's
hard.
Mm.
I did a whole video on the Amway ranks, but I know like you need to hold your qualification for 6 months. I know you need 6 people, at least 6. They all need to be platinum. Please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the chat. This is just memory. And 3 of them need to be in North America.
Oh, Lord.
And then 3, I don't know where the other 3 need to go. And then you have to hold that for 6 months. And so he like missed his diamond qualification. So he would have had to start it over again.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But he's saying, okay, so like, I want to say that what he's saying isn't terrible. It's just when you think about it in the scope of network marketing, it's just not good advice. Because, like, okay, don't let like not achieving a goal
Like stop you.
Don't let it be a bad thing. Use it as a learning experience. Okay, that in general is not bad advice. But when you're talking about MLM, it's like, oh, you didn't make any money in the last year? You're just try again.
You just keep going, baby girl. Like,
You know what I mean?
and the other thing that I disagree with is that he's like, oh, if you're complaining about it, that must have meant that you didn't have a game plan in the first place.
That too.
No, you know what I mean? Like, do you remember when Michaela Maroney, I think it was 2008, maybe it was earlier, she was in the gymnastics and she was one of the best vaulters in the world, okay? She fell on her ass. She fell on her ass for the Olympics. She still got silver because she was such a good vaulter, but she fell on her ass. And I remember her face was like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of became a meme because she got mad. Like, valid. You know what I mean? That wasn't because she didn't have the proper game plan in place.
Yeah.
She probably worked harder than most people ever will. And she still landed on her ass because shit happens, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she's not an incredible vaulter, but she still had every right to be disappointed, you know?
Yeah, like if things don't go your way, you have a right to be disappointed. And that also doesn't mean that you didn't have a game plan. You can have a game plan and it just goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my family, we love watching the Canadian women's hockey team, right? And I think a few Olympics ago, they lost in the Olympics and they were like crying because they got silver. And it's like he would tell them, why are you sad? You still got a medal. Just get over it. But it's like their whole life is literally dedicated to getting gold.
Right.
in the Olympics. Like,
Right.
it's
They're
okay
still
to be upset.
Yeah, exactly. They're still probably proud that they made it so far, that they got silver, but like they were right at the gold and they didn't get it.
Yeah, like in the moment, it's probably very hard. Like you're seeing the team that you wish was you getting the gold, and you're like, damn, that fucking sucks. Like that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be upset. Just because like you did well, but you didn't do as well as you wanted to do, doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be upset.
Right. Or like
6-month qualification. What if you got to like 5 months, 28 days?
I would be annoyed. Are you kidding me?
Be annoyed as fuck.
Are you kidding me? Or like it was just last year, Mbappe for the finale of the World Cup. France had won the previous World Cup, right? And Mbappe had won that last one too. He was a part of it. Yeah. But he was still upset when he didn't win this one. You know what I mean? And he had every right to be upset. I mean, that man played his ass off. He got like 3 goals.
Yep.
He completely turned it around for France. You know what I mean? Like he had every right to be a little upset that he
Of
had to
course.
walk by the fucking trophy, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think he's a sore loser for that, or he
No.
didn't prepare enough for that. Like shit
No,
happens.
Shit
Yep.
just happens, dude.
Yep. And we're allowed to feel our feelings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna let him finish the thought. So I wanted him to get through a certain sentence, but I had a lot to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
So do we. So do we.
Yeah.
And it has, when your wireless is down or something, there is a right click button, you says repair network, and automatically it tries to heal the network, right? Okay, it fixes it by itself. Same way, you should have a repair network sort of clicking system within yourself to know where did you miss it, so you're not frustrated. A guy who is on fast track and knows what he's doing will never be frustrated in this business. I have never been frustrated in this business in my life.
Yeah, right.
Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, so 953 BIB. This is
He's
BIB.
never
That's
been
what I wanted
frustrated.
him to say. That's what I was hoping he could get to. That's not true. Like, everyone's frustrated all the time. Like, I'm frustrated at work. No situation's ever perfect. Like, that's a lie.
That's
a lie.
simply a lie.
Look,
Yeah.
most of the people in my family have been able to choose the jobs that they've wanted, you know, because of like the situations that they've been able to choose. Okay.
Yep.
Even they have days. Even
Everyone
they don't want to go to work sometimes. Even they, or if they even want to go to work, maybe it's hard and they're like, God damn, I had a really rough day. You know, like it happens. That's just not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, everyone has negative feelings at some point. And they're not negative. Well, like, oh, I don't want to leave the house. I guess that could be negative, but like that's okay that you feel like that. Sometimes people just need to like feel their feelings so they can move
Yeah.
on from them.
It's
Yeah.
negative, but it's not necessarily bad.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what I was gonna
like
say.
it's a negative
That's better.
feeling inherently, but like you can't like if I've never had a bad day. Dude,
Yeah.
you can't have good days without bad days. So that just
Yep.
means that every day has been you know what I mean? I'm
Yep.
sorry. Like without bad days, there are no good days.
Yep.
Because you don't know what to compare it to.
Also, him saying that we need to reset our brain like a computer.
Oh, yeah, totally. I can just reboot. Like, okay, I'll just take a hit of my pen. That'll reboot my brain quick.
Like, come on.
Right quick. That's the only way I can think to reboot my brain.
That's it.
Okay, God.
Come on.
Speaking of which, I will be
Ganesh.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
This
never-
comment here, yes.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
It would be a lie to say that you're never frustrated with your husband or your kids, but it doesn't mean that you don't care about them and love
Or your
them.
mom. Like, my mom annoys me sometimes.
Yeah, same
My friends
here. But
annoy me sometimes, but like I care about them, obviously, right?
Mhm,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, we're so close to being done.
we're almost there.
Yeah.
Maybe. Now, some people write on the board in the bedroom and they're not changed it for the last 10 years. It's the same thing. It's as good as not having a board in the bedroom. Okay, you should have that monthly goal plan. Okay, and not just board in the bedroom. In your wallet, do you have a game plan? When I go to post office, okay, if there is long line, I just take a piece of paper and I start writing my org chart for the month of. I start writing it. Okay, I get a lot of junk mails. You know, all those coupons and all. Once you go diamond, you don't need it, right? Okay, so I use that coupon book to write down the goals. Anyway, scribble it on it. Why unnecessarily waste it? Okay, I scribble on it. Any junk mail, I scribble on it. I keep it, I save those so that I can scribble my goals. Okay, so understand that. Make it a dominant thought process. And when you do that, guess what? This business, growth in this business will never become an accident, never become a mystery. The growth in the business is a planned event and you will get there faster. That is what is 953 BIB. Let's get the job done. We love you. See you next time.
So yeah, that was it. And so we have to write down our like, what am I trying to say? Org chart. We have to write down our org chart when we go to like the post office, and we have to keep like our coupons.
We have no
we have
free
to-
time, essentially.
And when we go out with our kids, we have to prospect. When we go to restaurants, we have to prospect. Yeah.
So
Okay,
what was?
I have
Oh.
it written down.
Heather did it. She's better than me. She's better than me. Do it. Do it.
Just prepare just in case. So
Period.
these are the 9 core steps, Emery. please note, all of them are like, I could not find an actual record of this on the internet. They were all slightly different. This was the one that made the most sense. So you have to read 30 minutes daily. You have to listen to one tape daily, attend all functions, show the plan, use the products, make retail sales, be teachable, be accountable, counsel with upline.
Be teachable and be accountable. Those are 2 of the steps.
Wait, and counsel with upline, didn't he say to not bother your upline as much as possible?
Oh, not too much.
Not too
Didn't
much.
he say to like not bother them like at all? Just figure your shit out by yourself?
In another video that I'm going to do at some point, he says to do a monthly counseling session with your upline, but that shouldn't be your only communication. You should be in communication with them throughout the month as well. Like on this channel. He has a lot of videos on this channel.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. I also love that he says that it's not an accident. No, it's not an accident. It's because you recruited a bunch of people and then you kept them in for a long time. Like it's not. I didn't say it was an accident either, but most people can't do it.
And if he's somewhere in like close to where Bill was, like Bill Britt, like he has like a built-in legitimacy in his business already. Because if he's like if he was in the same room with Bill before Bill passed away, like he's like high level, high status. You know what I mean? And that's going to make it easier to recruit too.
Totally.
We can talk about this for hours. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Hope he's sorry.
Yeah.
Are we all stuffed after that word salad like Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Nice and
full.
Nice and full.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's all I have. Do you guys have anything you wanted to add? I think we covered a lot.
We did cover a lot. That was awesome. I mean, the video wasn't awesome, but I had a great time. I'm glad that you got to join for a little bit, have some groups too.
Thank you guys for having me.
This was so
I appreciate
fun.
it.
Yeah, this was awesome. Let's do more Amway stuff soon.
Yes.
Yeah. And take a look at the Dexter videos I sent to your email.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay.
I think I watched through it. I think I'm gonna surprise you with it.
You're gonna surprise me with it? Okay, word.
Yeah.
Just imagine a man yelling, "Diamond, diamond, diamond, diamond."
You got his intonation perfect. That's how he says it.
Thank
That's
you.
how
Is he like a dwarf from fucking what's it, Snow White? Like is he just
Diamond, diamond,
instead of hi ho, it's
diamond, diamond.
That's funny. Yeah, you'll love him. You'll love Dexter. So take a look.
Okay.
I'm being
I'm
really
excited.
Excited?
So this was really fun. Thank you everyone for hanging out.
Thank
This
you.
was so fun. And thank you both for hanging out with me. And thank
Yay.
you for talking about Amway with me.
Always. We
so fun.
appreciate it. And let's do it soon.
Let's do
Yeah.
this again sometime soon. I want to be here for the whole stream next time. I just wasn't having the best day. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to see you. I'm gonna click end broadcast, and then I think
Go
you
ahead.
guys can click leave studio.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna
Thank
end
you.
it.
Perfect.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.